Astraltegic.
Hi guys, what's up? It's another day in Cancun. It's another awkward day. Today, never mind. So it's another day in Cancun, and I was lazy today. I didn't do as much. I went to the gym, and it seems like they shut it down. So then I went to go to this building gym, which is way less occupied. So I end up making like 45 minutes running. It would take the entire day. And tomorrow I'm going to continue in workout. So just if it can make any sense to this channel, and it's not about the exact topic I want to talk about, which I didn't decide what I'm going to talk about, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think that as a human being, we need to have different criteria and it need to be balanced. So fitness and gym would be one of them. Nutrition would be like a sub context below fitness, because it is going hand to hand. Sorry for me speaking a little bit slow. My friend, I'm in love with this kind of whiskey actually, to be honest with you. They don't make it back home, so this is like apple flavor whiskey by Jack Daniels. Incredible. And yeah, I can't stop drinking, which is not good. So I'm trying to drink like one day yes, one day no. Skip some days in order to, not to affect too much my physique and my work at the gym. Because after I'm getting drunk, I notice I got like a drop 15% in my capability in the gym, so I have like a little bit less power. Yeah, let's change now subject. So we talk about the first criteria, and I think the second criteria should be something like spirituality and religious. I put these two together again because I think if you combine the both, you can actually benefit. You can benefit because even if you want to create some kind of squad or friendship with the spiritual world, it's always better to get your spiritual helpers, angels, entities, things of this nature coming from certificate places and safe places. So I'm not into all this kind of, black magic words, things of this nature. I think those kind of stuff doesn't have good future. But I'm not an expert, and you're free to do what you like. For me, I think that Cinnabon can help you out in these kind of matters. At least it cannot damage as much. There is no promise because it also depends on your IQ. It's also depends on your connection, your productivity. So it's something like that. Let's say that if you want to have like some kind of spiritual help, for many parts, the help that you get, they don't even get recognition for. So I know that there is like many spirits that they can come and make a lot of work in order to promote you in work or even do this kind of stuff, but they don't even talk about it. They don't get any kind of recognition, and it's involved with a lot of work in order to put you in a position. And I know it's very difficult to understand because you can understand something you can't see or you cannot see how it's operates. You just might see the result. Oh, my boss just came to me today and say blah 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 blah. But in order to him to say that, things was working, and it's. I think same apply maybe for other forces that work in here in the universe. But once again, I'm not an expert, and I'm just giving you like a quick idea. So spirituality can help you. You can use, it's also could be spirituality, religious, and psychology to be involved together. So for example, if I feel that my mood is a little bit down, I always like to listen to house music. It's helped me to increase my vibes, so it's bring me up a bit. And at the gym, if I need motivation, I will listen most likely to rap. So music also have something to do with it. And there is some other techniques rather than meditation that you can work with. And on ancient time, they used music all the time to get prophets. There is a lot of mention in the Bible that they were like dancing in the circle and trying to get prophecy there is also indication that they use some kind of drugs during the time. I remember a couple of mentioned, they didn't say what kind of drugs, which that's lead you to whole different stories. And also those rituals and activities doesn't always seems to be like the story. Yeah, after. Yeah, where was me? So, sorry, I'm running fast. It's hard to yeah, so the side things are not easy, as you can see also in that kind of stuff, and there is a lot of stuff that we can actually do to uplift our mood, or just to put in ourselves, because when we are uplifting our mood, we can also uplift our productivity, and that's going to affect our entire life. So we need to try to keep our head up. But once again, everything can work different. Like some people under pressure, they get better, and some people under pressure, they get like shut down completely, or freeze, or less good version of the stuff. So that's actually always depend, and it's always subject to the person himself, if you know what I mean. So we cover a couple of topics. We covered the first one was fitness, nutrition. Second one, spirituality, religion, psychology. And we talk about also some great tips and tools that can help you to uplift your mood. So we are talking about life here, and life is an art, the way I see it. And there is also like different aspect of what we see. So on one hand, we can look at this life and try to think how we can make the best of this life. That could be like one approach. But you need to understand that even if you succeeded in this life to get to the point you want, and you are communicating very good with life, and you're very productive, you're wealthy, you succeed with finance, which is another, of course, thing that you need to be mastering in life. But let's say that you have struggled with your love life, relationship, things of this nature. So according to the Kabbalistic idea, is that if you are not performing well in all those kinds of scenario, you might just come back here. But the most scary part is that you might come back for something small, and then you will be incapable in other fields, and you might ruin your life. So the dangerous in this world, I think, is when you're making big mistakes sometimes, and if you don't get the redemption, and it's not always easy to get a redemption, you might end up in a worse place. So that's like something you should think of, at least to avoid. And another big dangerous thing that I think about is that when people doing horrifying things, and when I'm talking horrifying things, it's all those abusers, pedophiles, murders, all those stuff. So according to my belief, people get born and reborn, born and reborn, born and reborn, over and over and over again. And if one of those cycles, you are just ain't the best version of yourself, so to speak. I don't know what is I think that the end up result will be horrifying. So what I mean by that? I mean by that even if somebody doing something bad, and you think he get away from this, when he died, he get judged. That's like for my belief. And there is like different type of judgment. There is like a circle of the year judgment, and there is like a long life judgment kind of things going on. So that's scary. So life could be scary in the terms, not that when you are a victim it's less problematic, but when you are the offender, that's when it can go really wrong for many people. So I'm saying like mastering those parts of life, but sometimes if you feel that you are very close to accomplish all those criteria, it's maybe a good idea to put a lot of efforts on your weak criteria so you can say that you are pretty much fixed. And that's very it's not something that we can have a conversation. You can say, oh, can you prove me? Nobody came back, blah blah blah. And you making a very good point. That's just an assumption. However, I can tell you that if you're looking in the entire world, look how weird our life is. Everybody will agree that they are weird. Atheists, religious, everybody will agree on this point. It's a weird life. And weird things happening here. There is a lot of things going on as a human race. And according to that, we need to pay attention to the facts that can reflect a better vision of our reality. So if you're noticing that, and I get this kind of information was reliable for me because I was struggling about how I can prove that atheism is wrong and religious is the right way, or at least spirituality and whatever it exists out there, because religious is also it's a tagline that covering some area, but we're talking about the entire reality, what is actually going on, you know. And then I can say, in that case, I can say, God bless, that this kind of information is basically where is your attention is going and where are you going to get your answer. So dogmatism is one of those things that when you're making an argument with an atheist or a believer or no matter who on any topic, is that what kind of facts you are looking at, and it's more than this, it's like what kind of facts you are linking to the subject. So many times you can see many times, and that's like the gray area. Even smartest, the most brilliant people, like even Jordan Peterson, Sam Aristotle, those guys, they picking up. Obviously, everybody will pick up the facts that linked to his theory or to his perspective. Okay, and everybody do that in a very, very accurate way. And they also try to cover the entire area, so the facts and the link will stand and hold together extremely strong. However, there is some facts that we are not. You are still choosing the facts to link, right? So the idea is that maybe there is some other facts out there that you don't even pay attention to. So that's what I'm trying to say to those atheist people. What I try to say is that, listen, in order, there is some complex reality. In order to make something to be that something, and to understand that there is intent behind this, there is more and more element need to be into it. Okay, in order for it to make sense. So I think the English word was idea, and the idea, it's a very ancient philosopher from Greek said that if you see a chair made from rock, okay, made from stone, and by nature it's look like a chair, you gave that chair meaning. That's what he's trying to claim, and that's correct, but it's not completely correct. If you're taking something like this and you're looking in a lot of details, a special port, and it's like a sort kind of special entry, okay, and then there is like a connection here that is plugging. So you can say, yeah, it's a simple, yeah, it's something, it's a charger that go into the wall, but it's more complex. There is more element into it to make it what it is, rather than just a rock that look like a chair, and that you can say, you can argue rather if it's a chair or not. But here the argue doesn't actually take a place, because it's there is too much element that's going on to prove that this is what it is, and there is so much intent here, so there is so much engineering here, there is so much planning and manufacturing process that make that kind of thing more articulate for something that is a very complex and very specific intent. It's not just another, if I would make something like this from a rock and I say, yeah, that's a whole chart, and you would say, yeah, you are retarded, most likely. So, yeah, hope you like that, but that makes sense. So, what you are actually saying. Why I'm saying what I'm saying now here is because I'm trying to use this analogy to tell you something else. Think about the universe, and you cannot break this kind of facts. Here, when you're talking about the chair that is have a shape, like when you're talking about the stone that have a shape of a chair, you can make the argument, right? But when there is too much element, those metals area and inside very precise holes and the structure and the brand and the information that's written here about what there is inside. This is a very specific way to understand that we're talking about the wall charger, okay? And here is the part which the atheist doesn't understand, doesn't seem to think about this too much, and it's that. Listen, there is a world, okay? There is a world. The world is round, like so. And you also need to understand that the world is spinning. And there is a specific, and look how much accurate it is, there is a specific temperature range. -70, I think it's the limit for us, and up to 57 Celsius degree, I think over 70 Celsius degree. So I can convert to Fahrenheit, but you can just Google it. And then you also need to take for your consideration that it's spinning in some sort kind of speed. And there is a sun that is technically, if it doesn't spin, it will just burn some area, and the other area, we don't know what will go wrong. And then it's also spinning around himself, but it's also moving at the same time in a way that it can, it's a very, and there is the moon that allowing to see during the nighttime. So you can't say that this is something by accident. Of course that there is very articulate intent behind the world. Now when you see that, that should be your opening point. You can be scientist, you can be a rabbi, you can be priest, you can be whatever you want. I don't care. But you need to pay attention that the world as it is, the atmosphere, another element, it's a lot of points that you must to connect. And if you will argue with this, that this is just a coincidence, listen, when you are talking about hitting a lot of numbers at the lottery or whatever, what are the chances for you to hit the lottery? So what is the chances for you to reach the one? You need to be very specific in order to win, right? If you want to win the prize. And here is the same thing. There is so much element that the odds that it just made by a chance is a fraction of a chance. And when you see what's going on in this world, this aquarium, once again, I'm reminding you that there is also the atmosphere around everything that's protecting from everything, and also, kind of balancing with the sun heat. It's so impossible to think that this is something without it. And then you got the animals, okay? And then you got the humans that can eat the animals and can eat the plants. People may argue if we should be carnivore or vegans, but we are what we are. That's the way I see it. We are what we are. If we eat what we eat, that's what we are. That's it. Here's the end of the argument for this subject. So, if this world exists, and if this world is not the most happy place on earth, we're losing parents. I lost my father 2 years ago, still remorsing. And I think that the pain, over the time, it will hit me stronger and stronger. I don't think I'm going to recover, and I don't think I'm going to get better, to be honest. And you lose more people that you love, and you also might have difficulties in life, pressure from work, career, losing business, making business, earning business. There is also positive things can happen, I'm not saying. But for the most part, the world is not a very good place. There is things going on. There is poverty, there is prostitution, there is abusive people. And there is also some great stories that making us keep moving on and have this hope in humanity, if you want to say. So I'm not even sure what was the topic today, but I like this kind of video. I think it's helping to understand myself a little bit better. So what I'm trying to say at the end of the day, that being religious is not solving your problem in life. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't solve the problem. If you have a lot of problem and you're religious, it's not gonna solve it. It's not gonna solve the issue. You need to work on your problem, work on what you do wrong, and then if you combine it with religious, you can get your ticket out of here. Which that's the idea. The idea is to get the ticket out of here. Not everybody getting the cards. The cards that we're starting with in life is not always equal. Some start in Africa, some start in Russia, everybody start in a different place, you know? Everybody start in a different place, and therefore it's always an easy task. So yeah. I will catch up with you later. So I wish you to have a great night, and remember, solve all the problems. Sorry for the noise. Love you guys. Take care.